Good morning, my friends. Welcome. It's an exciting one today. Hello, hunters of all ages on all the platforms. Thank you for coming to join us. Today is a special stream. I am really excited about this. Hopefully the first of many. First, before we even get going, hello, chat. Good to see you all. Kyla, hello. Nebula, what's up? Ned Bella, you made it. Trained by Night, hello. Cartouche, Green Martian. What's going on, Ike? How you doing? Hello to Alberta. Stuart Lowe, hello, England. Good to see everybody, man. Mel's is in the house. Bottom boys here. Guys, gals, I want to get into this as quick as we can. Let me just say first, if we haven't met, my name is Jaxie Beard. I am the newest community manager here at Expansive Worlds. It has been an absolute pleasure getting to know everybody here, to get involved in the team. For the likes of having, you know, Meg and TK and a lot of folks you haven't met behind the scenes, to make it a smooth transition and really help get into things. There's been a few other people that I've met that have been extremely knowledgeable and passionate, and you're going to meet one of those today. This is very cool. Now, there's a lot of big stuff coming up down the line. Today is an introduction to our lead game designer. This is, he's a big man on campus, let me tell you right now, and with an impressive resume. I will let him give that to you. You guys, it's going to blow your minds. But this is something I hope that we can do a little more in the future. I know from sitting on the other side of the glass with you all, it's one thing that, you know, we'd always wanted to see was the team behind this greatness that brings us all together. So this will hopefully be the start. So be kind. So without further ado, we're going to bring him up on the screen here. I'm a little bigger than normal today. He's going to be a little bigger than normal. And we'll have a little hunt going in the background while we chat. Hopefully this is going to turn out well. So this man, wow, he has given his life to this game. He has literally moved across continents. I'm going to let him do most of his introduction, but he is literally a rock star. Let me bring him in here. He was a rock star. Jeez, are we ready? I don't know. Are we ready? Are we ready for this? Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I got to make sure. I just realized I need to open something. Yeah, you know, it's amazing, man. I don't even know what to say here. Okay, here we go. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. Man alive. Okay, here we go. Jeez. Should I do a drum roll? Mr. Troy Schramm, here he is. Let me pop his webcam up here and get him going. Troy, how you doing today, buddy?
Hello. Is this thing on?
It's on. Oh yeah, you're coming through nice and clear. Oh, we're introducing you right now.
I'm a lead game designer. I'm not a cat.
Oh,
There we go. How's everybody doing
fantastic
today?
Troy, the
Right
community Troy, it is so great to have you here, brother. It is so great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Dude, yeah, it's great. Hopefully we can do this more in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And time zones almost got me today. Got me. So
the time change, yeah. It's rough.
I know. I got mixed up too. I'm like, is it spring forward to fall back? Is it fall forward to spring back? I don't even know these days.
Anyway.
So, listen, man, I was just introducing you, talking a little bit about the things that I've seen since coming to the team. And it's been a pleasure getting to know you and working with you, man. We've been doing a lot together, which is great. I love the passion you bring.
Yeah.
God, you kind of you said it to me. I love the term, the wizard, and I got to see behind the wizard's curtain.
Yeah.
So
that was definitely you got to see under the hood a little bit and see how we make the soup. How many metaphors can we do in here?
Twin turbo, baby. I got to see under the hood. That's right. So listen, man. Before we get into anything, why don't you tell the folks a little bit about your stuff, how you came here, where you came from, who you are?
Yeah, my name's Troy Schramp. I come from San Diego, California. SoCal raised. Hey, dude. What's up, bro? That Chaka SoCal vibe.
Right.
I started in the industry way back, not as old as some of the other veterans, but back in 2003, I started on my birthday. That was a nice little
on your birthday
for myself.
Oh, cool.
On my birthday, I started. They gave me a call. When can you start? Tomorrow. I was excited to get in. Started work at Rockstar on Midnight Club 2.
Rockstar.
Did work on all 3 of the Red Deads, GTA, Midnight Club, Rockstar Presents Table Tennis. After that, went on, did some work at High Moon on Destiny 2 and a bunch of the Call of Duties. From there, I went to Daybreak, which is formerly SOE. Did some work on H1Z1 and PlanetSide games. And then I made the move to come over here to Sweden and work at Avalanche on Call of the Wild.
Wow, man. I mean, that's like, I'm just going to say, like, I'm a gamer, as everybody here, including yourself. I kind of just fanboyed a little right there with that list. just a little. So,
just a little.
What did you feel like when you moved over to Sweden? That's quite a move, man. That is like a huge commitment.
Yeah, that was, very much stepping out of my comfort zone and kind of growing as a person. I met a wonderful woman in my life. We're getting married in 3 weeks. She's actually from Lithuania, so right across the pond from Sweden. So I came over here, met her family, got to see more of the world and wanted to experience more of the world. So, Avalanche provided a great opportunity and I just jumped on it.
I bet. Man, that's quite the move. That is incredible. Any challenges, like, making that move across the pond? Did you find there was any real big challenges you had to overcome?
I had been so, closed off I lived in San Diego my whole life. So the idea of experiencing other culture and other things like that was literally a little bit eye-opening. But man, the food over here is just amazing. And the scenery and the culture and just getting to know a broader range of people is just, it's really good for the soul,
I bet. Yeah, definitely. That's something that's been a treat for me is like, I never would have guessed that we had so many incredible folks at Avalanche. And I'm constantly telling everybody here about it. And I mean, this is just proof, my friends. Like, you guys are seeing the proof in the pudding, right? This is the type of folks that Avalanche has working on the team. And I mean, the passion, it's pretty evident. I think it's pretty clear. Man alive. Yeah. So you grew up in San Diego, correct?
Correct.
San Diego. Okay. And that was, so that's where you got your start over in the States.
Correct.
Jeez, man. I mean, I'm getting stuck on the Red Dead because I've done a lot of hunting over there myself. I'm just going to say that.
Well, the 3 Red Deads, the old school Red Dead Revolver, the Capcom wacky game. That was like the second game I ever worked on. And then the first Red Dead Redemption was my baby. I worked on a lot of the multiplayer for that, all the Capture the Flag and putting together all the avatars and teams and stuff like that. But really, my favorite thing is the Zonky.
I was gonna
The
ask.
zebra donkey mount, the fastest mount you could get in multiplayer. That was my baby. I overtuned that thing so it would drift. It was just one of the things that I hold very dear to my heart, because when they put in the donkey, it was like, oh, we have to put zebra stripes on it. For those of you who don't know, San Diego, right across the border from TJ, it's a very common tourist trap to go down, have a shot of tequila, get your picture taken on a zebra painted donkey. It's just like one of those things, if you're from that area, that is something that everybody from that area has experienced. So I got to take a little bit of my personal experience and put it into the game for the very first time. And that's why it's so dear to me.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I was gonna ask, because the Zonky, I mean, come on, chat. If you played him back in the day, you know what the Zonky is, right? Can we get some love with the chat? You guys know what it's talking about? That is Troy's baby. I think that's fantastic. Not everybody can say their first baby was a Zonky. I'm just throwing that out there. So, I mean, you must have been like, the challenges coming back and getting to the, like currently, I guess COVID's been a bit of a kick around the can. Hey, you feel a real challenge from all that?
A little bit. It's been very strange because, we're finally, fully vaccinated here. We're rolling back into the office, but the entire experience of onboarding into Avalanche has been entirely work from home, which has its pros and cons. Like, yes, you get to work in the comfort of your own home. You get to eat your own food out of your fridge whenever you want. But the mingling and the sharing of ideas isn't as fluid as it is when everybody's in the office together. And we've started rolling people back to the office. I'm one of the people dragging their feet the most because I really like working in my pajamas, but I suppose I can get a pair of Avalanche pajamas at some point.
Fair enough.
But our team is also spread across multiple time zones too. We have half of our team in Stockholm, half of our people in Malmö. We even have a few people across seas in New York and Canada. And, I occasionally Matt's in Australia or New Zealand.
Right.
But our team is fairly spread, and we even had one of our coders was in Russia for a while. So we have a very diverse group, and they were spread out. We're slowly drawing the team back together. It's really coming together nice. So seeing people in studio for the first time, everybody's the same height.
Right.
Meeting on a Google meeting or whatever, the Teams meeting.
Right.
But then you see somebody in real life and you're like, huh, you're kind of short. And then people see me and they're like, huh, you're kind of tall.
I can imagine. Yeah. The webcams, they don't tell the tale quite right. Well, you picked on it. You picked on it. I was actually gonna ask you that, with everybody working remote, like there's gotta be challenges there, I mean, timelines, creating that content. It's different when you're sitting next to someone, you can bump their elbow, right?
Yeah, and on top of that, there's a logistics nightmare of, being remote and having to synchronize everything. And, the support staff has been amazing as far as getting us the equipment we need and support, making sure all of our connections are flawless, that kind of stuff, so we can actually do the work. So big props to them for that.
Right. Now I see like Nathan in chat's asking, are we ever going back to normal? And I think he was touching on it a little, Nathan. The team is working to get back into the office, but there's challenges with that. And like for someone like yourself, Troy, you probably work a little better from your own home, right? I mean,
there's a certain level of comfort to that, but at the same time, you do want to collaborate with people in the studio, especially across disciplines too. If you lean over your desk and you see the artist, working on something really cool, and you're like, oh, that gives me a good idea. Write that note down. You take that, and that's how ideas propagate and features get added. Hey, do you think it's possible if we could do this? And then they start noodling around with the idea. Hey, let's go into the meeting room and hash this out on a whiteboard kind of thing.
Right.
It's not as organic as when everybody's from home, or some people are from home somewhere. So it is a challenge, but we're looking, next year should be the return to normalcy.
Yes, I get you. That could probably seems to be the course of action where we'll end up, but there must be rewards from working in the office as well, right? I mean, there must be something that you miss that you're looking for.
Yeah, that socializing and that cooler talk.
Yeah,
We have a lot
yeah.
of us that play the same games and stuff like that, and especially when there's new releases or a new movie trailer, everybody's excited to start talking. Man, you just also, and then we get excited. Well, what if we put that in the game? No, no.
Well, that's true. That's how ideas happen too, right? That whole spitballing process. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
For sure. Man, I tip my hat to you because I know you guys got a lot going on, and we all sit here and we play the game and we enjoy what we see in front of us. But getting that idea on what's going on back here, I mean, this is fantastic. I hope, honestly, Chad, I hope you guys are enjoying this and we see more of this. And by all means, guys, go ahead and if you have some questions, you can start putting them out there. We'll try and open some questions in a bit, but yeah, let's. So, Troy, straight up, complete serious question here.
Yeah.
World domination when?
Well, next year we're adding the battle royale mode and loot boxes, and the next reserve is going to be on the moon.
Oh, moon rocks. So, yes.
Moon rocks. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. No, we have really big plans. We're the next 2 years are going to be very exciting. Follow the Wild, obviously, can speak to that. However, we do want to make vast improvements.
Right.
We acknowledge the waterfowl system is subpar at the very least, and that is something that I think the first half of next year is something we are going to tackle avidly, and with much gusto.
That's juicy. That's juicy, Chad.
Yeah.
That's juicy right there. Oh, I see some people saying pick. Did you change faces again? Did I miss it? It's behind me. I feel like I'm getting trolled.
I haven't changed faces.
Sorry, they're referring to Pixel. I'm trying to make sure I'm on top of things here, man. I'm also trying to keep a hunt going while we talk, just to have that little background stuff.
Just multitasking a little bit.
Yeah, just a little. I'm great at it. Absolutely fantastic at multitasking. So hey, man, you're a gamer. You're a gamer. What do you play? What are you into? What takes your time up?
Some of my favorite series of all time: Diablo, Civilization, Modern Warfare. I killed like 4 360s when that game first launched. That was like one of my jams. Battlefield 2142, of all the Battlefields, that one is my absolute favorite. As far as what I'm playing nowadays, there's a game called Hard Space Shipbreaker. It's all about tearing down spaceships.
Yes.
Just very unique, custom, like one of a kind type of game. Like I've never really experienced that kind of gameplay anywhere else, and so really refreshing. I have a little match 3 game I play on my phone for when I'm waiting for something at the DMV or
absolutely
just a time killer. And then I picked up New World. It's a pretty good logging simulator. I enjoy the crafting system pretty extensively, so I'm getting down on that, slowly plugging through it. Aside from that, I tend to pick up almost every MMO for at least a month just to try it out, see what kind of game features are new and improved. Pick up all the big titles on Xbox or PlayStation, whether it be the God of Wars or the Assassin's Creeds. Just pick them up, run with them for a month. I may not complete them all or get all the gold chest, but I at least want to experience like the core bulk of the game. I think that's really important as a game designer, that it's very hard to reinvent the wheel, but there are always improvements, and it shouldn't always be on you. You can borrow, just don't steal. Kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, that's true. But again, I think that's the point I was going to. You just touched on it. Being a gamer and being in touch with what all the gamers want, that's like, for your position,
very important.
Extremely important. And I think that's going to be seen in the upcoming stuffs and things. So that's awesome, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That hard space. I never got into it too much myself because of the motion thing, but I'd love to check that out. You got me intrigued.
Yeah, they're doing regular updates, so it's one of those early access titles, and usually I pick those up, play them for like a week or two, and then set it aside because you want the game to be fully realized before you like burn through all the content. So that is my habit is I'll return to a game like once a year when it's in early access and see where it's at.
Right. Listen, I can see I'm getting some of these in here, and I just got a message too while streaming, and it's hard to ignore this stuff. I got to put it out there, I think this is something you should absolutely be the one to tell the folks. There's some more we want to talk about, but I see you guys asking. There is some pretty big news, and I told you the wizard behind the curtain has been doing wizardly curtain type things. Troy, do you want to tell them what you've kind of got coming down the pipe with some upcoming stuff?
Yes. So we've been listening to you, understanding a lot of the, I don't want to say mistakes, but shortcomings that we've kind of executed on the Xbox frame rates. We have hammered on this internally. Even in the last week, we've seen improvements of at least 5 milliseconds just within this week for like a total of places where Xbox users were at 15 milliseconds and basically unplayable. We have those areas up to 25 milliseconds, or frames per second. Sorry, milliseconds.
Nice.
Frames per second is the correct terminology. And we're pushing really hard to hit that 30 cap before we, and we're doing as much as we can on the back end and threading and all the technical jargon that goes with that before we really start touching the populations, because we don't want to change any of the populations if we don't have to. But the technical improvements is something that is, really a mandate for our next release, is to make sure that we hit that and we maintain that going forward.
Now, it's just, and I should have asked this beforehand. I hope I'm not dropping a bomb here, but is this just focused on Xbox, or this is actually going to affect the entirety of the game, right, on all platforms?
This will affect everyone, but our goal is for those players who are unplayable on like Mexico and Africa and these areas where Xbox, the older Xbox ones are sub 20 frames a second. That is just unacceptable, and we need to fix that, and we are fixing that, and that will be in our next release. So
excellent.
Moving on from that, one of the very prominent bugs that we have is the too many corpses on the ground.
Yes,
we've hammer down on that as well. That is a bug that should no longer be a bug on the next release. I think we've buttoned up just about every use case or situation in which that can happen. We had a lot of old code from previous iterations that should be were preventing you from creating proper spawned animal, or spawned corpse rather. And so that has been buttoned up and cleaned up and should no longer be a problem.
Nice.
And then
is anybody else screaming like a little child inside here right now in chat? Come on, man. Sorry, Troy, carry on, bud.
Yeah. One of the last things I'll touch on, and this is a big one, is the Trophy Lodge crashes and multiplayer in Trophy Lodge. We recently had our back-end server-side tech support group has kind of overhauled our entire Trophy Lodge data backend. So problems when people would join, it would query the wrong set of data, and that would cause a crash for everyone.
Right.
It's just technical jargon. But basically, we redid the entire Trophy Lodge backend, and that'll just create a ton of stability, and a lot of the crashes that people were experiencing both in their Trophy Lodge and in multiplayer Trophy Lodge should no longer be an issue.
Wow. That's some big stuff. That is some big stuff right there.
Yeah.
That's I need a moment. I got to recover here.
Yeah.
That's
I got one more for you too. We already have the butcher this because I'm just horrible with pronunciations, which is really fun when you're in Sweden and you can't pronounce anything.
We lost you there for a second. It was a little garbled. We got what? What were you saying?
Whoever thought? Oh yeah.
Sorry,
I'm going to butcher this name. And it's really hard. I'm terrible with pronunciations, and which is great when you're living in Sweden, because everything is just Swedish words. But the Kuso shotgun.
Yes.
Through some community efforts, we were able to repro it internally and figure out exactly what the problem was, nail that down. That'll now be fixed, and that'll go out with the next patch as well.
That is absolutely fantastic. That is fantastic. And guys, let me just touch on that one. When he says community efforts, that's from you guys getting involved and letting us 100%. Know. Yeah, right? Like, The way that all came together, it was like an orchestra working, my friends. Everybody was playing their tune. Keep that up, you guys. This is how we all get better, how we all get great together. Troy, that's amazing, dude. That's amazing. That Kuso shotgun is a lot of fun. So I know that was something that was a frustration as well. I mean, guys are knocking it out here, man. It's awesome, right? That's now I'm seeing in chat here, like Mel says, hearing many good things. It really is. It really is. And, there'll be patch notes, guys, that'll all come at a later date and time. This is, again, with the Wizard and a look behind the curtain, so to speak. You're getting some of this firsthand ahead of time. I think that's amazing, man. Really, it's.
Yeah, can I get like the Wizard as like my title?
We totally have to. We totally have to. You can tell that one stuck with me, right? Like it really stuck with me.
Good analogy.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I did.
Yeah. Here, I can change it for you if you want. I can be the Wizard. Will that work?
Oh, there we go.
Oh no, it doesn't quite work. Because of the green screen. Okay, so it's shifting my face.
That's a little creepy. I got to be honest, man. That's
I'll kill it. So I'll have to work on my own green screen.
Now there was something you were talking about, and I believe we've got, because it's on our list here. I think we can talk about it. The dog.
Yes.
So there's something happening with that, right? Because I'm hunting with the dog right now.
We're a little bit short on bandwidth because of our current production schedule, but we are working to at least take a step in the right direction and address the issue of the dog bumping into the player. To that end, we, as a temporary measure, are going to turn off collision with the dog and the player. That should prevent the dog from bumping you when you're trying to shoot, knocking you off target, or any of that kind of stuff. This is just a temporary solution until we can implement a proper fix. But when we do have the bandwidth to do a proper fix, we will do that.
Awesome.
It's just not an immediate thing, and I wanted the community to have at least a Band-Aid at the very least.
Oh, we appreciate that
to address the issue.
Yeah. That's huge. It's stuff like that like is. I'm gonna speak on behalf of the community. We realize you guys are busy. You don't have to take the time to do some of these little things like that. It's a huge quality of life. So thank you to you and the rest of the team, because I know it's like, Rome wasn't built in a day, and it wasn't built by one person, but there was that Caesar standing there directing things, and we really appreciate how you're doing this. And I hope everybody gets a chance to see this, because you're probably all feeling just like I was learning all this. I mean, I'm new here still, and I'm learning how things are done, and I'm seeing what the team is working on. And man, you're crushing it, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a learning experience, and we do have a lot of people on the team that have a lot of expertise that I trust, because I've only been on the project for a year and a month. So it's been a quick learning time, and then also trying to make the positive changes and instill that invigoration into the project.
Yeah. Well, and it's little things too. So like, I know you guys. And I know the directions in which everyone's taking it. Like you and I talking, how you guys are working on all these fixes and stuff. But there's always other little things that are happening, right? Like there was something to do with that. Like you guys have done some improvements on the mission. One of the missions, there was a diary that was getting hung up.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's all kinds of stuff that we're working on.
Yeah. I was just asked about that yesterday. That's why I brought that one up. I thought, man, I remember seeing that in the list. So that's something, all these little things, as you see, guys, they take a lot of time. But even though they've got their direction and their focuses on all these things, everything's still happening. And I think it's good for folks to see this, man.
Yeah.
Jeez. Man.
So
Chat's just going wild here. And I'm sorry, guys, I missed so much. Absolutely.
Everybody wants to know what the next major content release is.
Yes.
They do right now, but I'll be back when we are going to tell you.
Yes, absolutely. I saw in chat a couple of people asking for the big announcement. There was no big announcement today. We never said there was a big announcement. This was to me, it was a big deal. We're introducing our team to you guys, which is something everyone's been asking for. And this man right here is our lead designer. For those of you just coming in here a little bit late, once again, Troy, our lead designer on the team. Hopefully one of many times we have him out. As you can see, he's got his finger on the pulse of things. We've gone through a lot of what he's been working on, a lot of the fixes and stuff. We talked a little bit about him, and really that was the big thing. Was I wanted you guys to meet Troy, guys. Troy, guys. Oh my goodness, man. So yeah, we can't obviously talk about any of the upcoming stuff yet. You know that'll be put out there. You guys know how things are done around here. There will be something in the works very freaking soon.
Yes.
God, do we want to get? Is there something from chat? Is anybody here got like? And now, guys, keep in mind there is a list of current issues and bug fixes. So, like, let's not. Are you going to fix this? Are you going to fix that? That's not the sort of question we're looking for. If you've checked the list and it's on the list, there's really no point in going over it again. You know it's being worked on, guys. I am about the burst, man. I love this. I think this is great. Yeah. I truly do, man. Are you? What do you think? So you've been out on streams before, right? I think it was your H1. Was it H1N1?
H1Z1.
It was the
first battle royale before there was a PUBG.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it was pre-PUBG, pre-Fortnite, if you can remember such a thing.
Pre-Fortnite. The good old days. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I've done a few dev streams. Something else for the community to know, I started out in QA, went to school for 3D modeling and animation. Got my teeth, put some art into a couple of the games I worked on, as well as doing world design, system design stuff for Red Dead Redemption 2, and oh man, stop playing races and GTA 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Wide berth of experience in this industry, so lots of fun stuff. Did a bunch of weapon skins and armor skins and stuff for PlanetSide Arena. The hover bike as well that went into PlanetSide 2. I got together with some coders on that to figure out how to make that work. So that was a lot of fun. There's a really good team over there at Daybreak, and I'm really happy with the team that we have here at Call of the Wild. We've kind of gone through some iterations as projects get spun up and other things are happening within the company as a whole. But we have a new lead artist, we have a new lead gameplay programmer, we have a new lead systems programmer, very talented people, and again, very diverse set of people. We have people from South America, North America, all over Europe, a lot of just global talent, really. Pulled in a lot of fresh blood in the last year, and it's been really really impressive seeing how the teams come together in the last couple of months to really do the new hotness that we're now allowed to talk about.
Yeah, I know it's so hard.
I know. I want to be. Megan right now is just like holding her finger over the mute button, being like, "Don't do it, don't do it."
I kid you not, man. Every time we've been on here, I'm terrible. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna hit the mute, and then I tell everybody, waiting for the lip readers to give me away.
Yeah.
She says she is. There's a lot. Oh my goodness. Hey, what's up, brother? Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Hello, Zoe. That's an interesting one. I'm not sure if that's something even that's ever been in the plans. And this is more to the mechanics in the game. This is Call of the Wild tutorials. Our friend Matowski's asking, will we ever get geese on the water?
That is a very... I don't want to give you an inclination, because we again, for those of you first joining us, recently joining us, first half of next year, we're overhauling the waterfowl and the geese system. So it is something that I think, because they kind of dovetail
right
at a certain point in the code, but they do have their own separate systems because geese only land on land, and obviously waterfowl land on water. I would like to see that interchangeable. I would like to see geese land on water. I would like to see ducks land on land. When they want to, or come up out of the water. That would be amazing. It looks like Megan typed in a little document. A few peeps are asking about any additional quality of life initiatives. So on top of
Good
the
question.
initial, uh, you know, kind of community list that we currently have active, there is a release planned for next year to really address a lot of quality of life stuff. We're already working very hard to make sure that there are some things that are just basically in a unacceptable state, and we want to have that fixed by the next patch. Uh, Obviously, we can't
Awesome.
get to everything because we still have to produce some content, keep the lights on, but at the same time, we are aware of what needs to be fixed, and we are very much want to fix it. The waterfowl is a great example. It's like
Right.
it's not acceptable. We need to fix that. It needs to work in multiplayer.
Yes, yes, I think that's the one thing with geese too, especially right now. Geese, there's so much love for them. Like since they've had their fix,
Yeah.
everybody's out goose hunting. The geese is, and I mean it's unbelievable. And you know it can still work in multiplayer. It's just how you work around that. But that's great to hear. The
Yeah.
quality of life moving up. I think that is a massive point, my friends. Jeez.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. That was good, Meg. Look at her sneaky throwing that in there. That's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So we're looking to chat here, guys. If you have some good questions, again, not about bug fixes and stuff. We've already talked a little bit about that. Questions more directed towards Troy. Keep it in mind, this is our lead designer. That is that's a big belt to have to put on every morning when you lace up for work, right?
Yeah, when I'm getting ready in the morning, and I put on my hat and I put on my fancy suit, and I kind of get ready, get in the proper mindset. Obviously, you're not looking at the filter, but
Yeah.
the I just got to be in the right frame of mind for a hunting game, and this
Absolutely.
is a good frame of mind.
Good man, good man.
Serious.
Well, like I'm watching Chad here, and I'm looking for something good, but I gotta be straight. So you know my situation right now. I'm over in Vancouver, and if all goes well, I'll eventually be moving that way. With Sweden, and I know there's a few other folks that have asked about this at other points as well. What likes, dislikes? Is there any like you're enjoying living in Sweden, yeah?
Oh yeah, it's gorgeous here.
Because it's a tech hub, right? I mean,
Yes, there's a major, especially in Skåne, southern region, Malmö specifically. So most people are probably familiar with Stockholm
right.
as the capital of Sweden, but Malmö down on the south side, we're literally right across the water from Copenhagen. There's a lot of game studios here. I mean, we have Massive, we have King, we have a bunch of other stuff. But so there's a lot of talent here. There's a lot of schools for tech. We're starting our own intern program for Avalanche. So those of you who are in the area who want to cut your teeth on the game, feel free to apply or reach out. We have
Awesome.
appropriate channels for that. I'm sure Megan can link those in the chat.
Very nice.
But-
Very nice.
Yeah, this area, like, it is night and day from California. I mean, everybody who probably watches the news to some extent knows that California is on fire half the time. And over here in Sweden, it's raining half the time. So it's just from an environment perspective, I've had to people still look at me weird because I walking down the street in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Perpetually hot California.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
But yeah, the food. The only thing is I miss my Southern California Mexican food, man.
Oh.
California burritos. Oh,
I get that.
we just don't have that here in Sweden. So that is something I miss. But yeah, the just being able to walk anywhere is a really nice treat. And
That sounds amazing. Yeah.
dude, they have fully electric buses here. That is just like
Mind-blowing.
like when they snuck up on me for the first time, I was walking down the sidewalk, dude. All of a sudden, this whip by me. Dude, I did not hear that bus coming, because I'm used to the diesel engines in Southern
Yeah.
California.
Yeah. Oh, geez. I can only imagine.
So-
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, here's a
man.
great one. Here's a great one. I like
All right,
it.
hit me.
All right,
I'm
here
ready.
we go. This is from Serific and over on YouTube right now. It says, Troy, how did you...
Terrific.
Yeah, Serific. I know. A great question. We're going to soar high with this one. Troy, how did you get into game design, and do you find it rewarding seeing all of your ideas in the games for players to enjoy? Huh? That's a good one.
Ah, that's a good one.
That is a
Okay,
good
so
one.
as I initially stated, I went to school for 3D modeling, rated some assets, pushed some pixels and stuff, and got that in the game. But it really wasn't as engaging of work as I wanted it to be, especially because as I consider myself first a gamer and then a game. I love playing me some video games, and so I wanted to have more agency as to what the gameplay was.
Right.
And that, the early days at Rockstar, I kind of made myself an asset, worked my way up, QA, started into the artist position, and just kind of really wasn't vibing with it. And they needed somebody to work on multiplayer for the Midnight series. And I was like, yo, I know capture the flag games and deliver the bomb gameplay and stuff like that. So, I can totally make that happen. And they're like, okay, well, that's our tools programmer. Let them know what you need, and we'll get the tools set up for you to generate the content. And that was how I pivoted from art to design. And then really the next thing that I worked on after that, well, not the next thing, there was that table tennis period where I got to tune butt and boob physics for all of our table tennis characters for 3 months based on reference videos. So a lot of moving sliders, and just, it was not what you would call fun design experience. But moving on to Red Dead Redemption, the first one, that was really where I got to be like, okay, let's set up an experience curve. Let's get a new set of weapons that are specifically for MP and tune the weapon balancing for all those, and set up rewards for each level and all that kind of stuff. That was really like the meat and potatoes of kind of game design. And that's the I was hooked at that point.
Well, I
like,
bet.
This is what I want to do with my life.
Nice.
So
nice.
So let's go back. I know I've kind of gone down a rabbit hole a little bit, but there was the first part of that question, which was how I got into design, and the second part of that question was, what was the second part of the question?
Did you find it rewarding? Do you find it rewarding to see the players engage in that content you've made? Right?
Absolutely. Like I've done a lot of play with the devs kind of gameplay stuff or throughout the years, and one of the most rewarding things is you're wearing your dev swag, and you go out to a restaurant or whatever, not even like a restaurant, just like a fast food place, and you place your order. Somebody behind the counter goes, I love that game. That is like one of my favorite games. And you get to tell them, I worked on it. They're like, oh, wait, what did you do? I'm like, dude, I worked on the multiplayer for that. And I tuned all the weapons and stuff. Oh man, I'm saying so many hours into that. That is like one of the most gratifying things. I think it's the closest you can get to, being a fan front row and, being up on stage and seeing the fans down below you in the front row. Yeah, as a rock star. So it's, and I really appreciate it too, because there isn't a lot of artistic jobs that you really get to interact with your fan base at all.
Right. I agree.
Whether painters and comic book artists and stuff like that, and YouTube content creators and stuff like that, they really don't get to meet their fans that much. In real life, you go to a convention, you get to have them sign the thing or whatever. You get 5 minutes of interaction with them, but just to
it's different.
It's that quick little slice of stuff. But if you hit somebody on the street or stop at a store or whatever, and you're shopping for something, someone goes, hey, that's awesome. Be like, yeah, and you end up chatting for 5 to 10 minutes. So what are you playing these days? Kind of thing.
You know what? This is how you must have felt when you and I were first talking and you told me a little bit about yourself. And I was just like, oh my God, you worked on all these games. I played every one of these.
Exactly. We ended up talking for almost an hour and a half. And it was supposed to be 10-minute conversation.
I know. That was hilarious. That was good though. That was good. I got a couple other good ones here, man. Check this out. So Tipsy FPS, he's actually one of our community content creators. He's part of our program. Yeah. Super good guy. He says here, and I like this, do you guys hold diamond competitions in the office? If so, who's the diamond slayer?
Oh, man. I think
right?
We have our, daily play tests where the devs get in on the latest hotness that we're working on, but there isn't like a internal competition. We may have to start with and make sure that nobody cheats, because we do have our dev tools that we can
No
spawn diamonds at will. You load into a map and it's only diamonds. That would be horrible. Or a fun event. I don't know.
It happens, unfortunately. Yeah, that's awesome. I'd love to get in on some of that myself. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Here's a good one from Buck J over on YouTube. He says, "How long does it take to develop a new map?" Oof. Oh yeah.
That is a loaded question, because
really
now
is.
you're asking kind of like, when's the next map going to come out? Wink.
All that aside, I mean, it's not obviously something that can be done in a week or two's time, or even a month for that matter, right? I mean, there's a lot that goes into this.
There's a lot. Especially as we've been a lot more responsible and culturally cognizant. We hire a cultural consultant for the narrative and for the location to make sure we're respectful of, whether it be indigenous culture or local, regional. What's the word?
Just
culture.
For
lack of a better term.
That it's ethical and it fits with the general. Yeah, I totally get that. I think everyone's following.
Yeah. So our narrative takes on a whole beast of its own. That's usually started in pre-production. We usually come up with both a region and an animal list at the same time. That takes anywhere from, and it may seem simple, but like there's a lot of like, obviously, what do we have the bandwidth to make? What is going to be a high cost animal development wise versus a low cost animal development wise? How long do we want to, or rather, how sophisticated do we want to make the map? I know a lot of the initiatives that we've started in the last year is every release we wanted to tackle some sort of technical debt or make a significant improvement or introduce a new gameplay. So with Mexico, we added the pheasant. So that was our first upland bird, and that was like completely new gameplay.
Yes.
And that takes a significant amount of programmer time, animation, as well as the actual development of the animal. So realistically, if we're talking a generic copy paste of an existing map with nothing new, nothing functional, you're looking at least 5+ months of just, if you literally just copied stuff and put it in a new location and randomized it a little bit, it would take about 5 months. As far as the other stuff, like it really depends, because some of it's uncharted territory. So we don't know when we add a new gameplay element how long it's going to take. So
Right. Yeah, I can imagine. That's the thing. And that was a good question. Holy. I got a little sidetracked. I got a level 3 in front of me here, Troy. Level 3 whitetail. I'm just running around, just doing a little grind, and it walks level 3. Well, walk up to level 3. I can see TK and Meg right now. They're like, damn it, Beard, you here, don't be asking anything you shouldn't be asking. Hopefully if I don't overstep anything, if I do, you got any openings on the dev team? I don't have any experience with dev. I might need a job.
I mean, we did work really well together when it came to figuring out that Kuso shotgun bug. So maybe you got a chance at QA. There you go.
Oh my goodness. God, I see so many questions coming through, you guys. You're all absolutely amazing. I'm trying to honestly pick and choose a little between them, and I hope you guys understand that. I don't want to hit Troy with, what are we doing with this issue, that issue, because they know the issues and they are working on them. I can assure you that. And we shared some of those, right? We've shared some of those. Yeah, jeez, I see all kinds of things, and I don't even know where to go, man. I don't.
Yeah, it's like what can we talk about?
I know.
It's very, we gotta keep, things under lid until we announce what the new hotness is.
Exactly.
I think, we'll do another stream when the new hotness drops, or at least drop the new hotness.
Absolutely. And I do hope to get you out on that one. I think that would be
absolutely
amazing. People would love that. And maybe, I don't know, we'll have to see what the powers that be suggest, but perhaps we'll even be able to do a little, something with your tools where you can show folks a few things, interesting stuff.
That would be interesting.
That would be kind of neat. Trying to get these guys.
Yeah, the mission editor and all kinds of stuff. Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
It would. Oh, man. I can only imagine.
Are you going to actually hit this thing?
Well, I've been talking with you, and I didn't want to take away from our convo, but if I could get that female to move out of the way. I hit it at 150. I just screwed it up. Oh, my God. Did I just screw up a diamond? No way. I'm so distracted. I was zeroed for 150. I probably hit it in the phalanges. Oh, my goodness. In all my time playing, and I have been playing since about 6 months after this came out, I've screwed up 3 diamonds. I think I just made a 4th.
You're welcome.
Oh my goodness. And it had the big boy rack. Oh my goodness. Can we get some F's in chat, please? We need this is twice this stream we've needed F's.
I'll drop the first F for you.
I appreciate you. Oh my God. Well, let's see if it comes on back. Hopefully it doesn't die there. There will be a yes, lady. There'll be all kinds of stuff coming up, and that's obviously not too far away. Look at all the F's. Oh my goodness, man. Troy, we need to get you out and do this more often. I don't know if the rest of the team would be into this or not. I'm not sure.
It depends because, a lot of the time everybody's so reticent of the quote-unquote toxic fan base. It kind of comes down on you. Why isn't it fixed? Why isn't it fixed? And water off my back. I'm a duck. I totally just keep floating.
Now, the nice thing is, for the most part, we've kind of opened it up right now. And that's why we're seeing a lot of, with this issue, that issue. The community as a whole understands, the majority of them. And I'm interacting with the community regularly. So, that does open up for those questions and stuff. So I can understand why that would be a concern, right? That would be a concern. I get that. I don't have any of the social medias that I'm not on Twitter or any of that too. So it's I'm not going to get rolled or anything like that or dragged across Twitter. So man, I just messed up a buck, dude. I messed up a diamond.
I know. I was great. I'm waiting for you to go get it. I want to see if you actually got it.
Yeah, I shot it. It dropped low. That's the thing when in setting at the zeroing, I was set for 150. You get the drop at that point, right? And that was 300 meters out. It's my own mistake. What do you do? Hopefully, it was a troll. I do hope it was, right? Troy, no, I don't know. I think I've asked you this before, but I don't think you've had the opportunity. Have you ever hunted?
Technically, no.
No,
but really, yes.
Right.
So when I was in Southern California, at one point we had a nice, lush garden, with tomatoes and zucchini and all kinds of other goodies, and we had a ground squirrel problem. And so my dad said, "Here's a 22. If they stick their head out of that hole, get rid of them." And it was less hunting and more pest control.
Well, that's still hunting. There's a lot of folks in our community who love to get out with the squirrel, and everyone's starting somewhere. So, I challenge you, if I ever end up over there, to come out for a hunt with myself and TK.
Sounds good.
Hey, that could be a blast, man.
I'm very keen on the outdoors and stuff. I'm an avid fisherman.
Yes.
My dad took me fishing more times than I can really count. I think I probably spent half my childhood out on the water, either on the lake or out in the Pacific, doing some deep sea saltwater fishing. So definitely something. I love camping, being outdoors. When you pull your clothes out from the weekend from the bag and you got that campfire smoke smell in your clothes, that's always a good
100%. I knew you were
outdoors. You had a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. That smell, you almost want that in a can. And maybe that's
if we could get that as a candle, like campfire smoke.
Yes.
Without the smoke though.
Meg, TK, we need this as merch. Can we do that? Is that possible? I know. Expansive World's candle, campfire for you. That would be awesome. Cap in a can. Absolutely. I agree, Meg. It is the best smell. It is the best smell. Nebula, ask about great ones. Well, I mean, I can tell you there's some great stuff coming ahead. Some really great things, but there's no announcement on anything as of yet. So you're going to have to stay tuned. Make sure you're here for the next few weeks in a row, my friends. And
great things are in the works.
There are definitely some great things coming, but nothing we can officially say. But it would be great if we could.
It would be so great.
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds
great. It does.
All right. Biggest wish. If time was not an issue, if budget was not an issue, if manpower was not an issue, what would you like to see in Call of the Wild? What do you think? Is that a tough one?
Man.
Was that unfair?
That's a tough one because I don't want to say it because then fans will be like, well, just make it happen. But I would love to see aging animals. Starting with a young animal, going all the way up to a young adult, a seasoned adult, and then either decrepit or great one at that point. That would be just really cool to do. But not at all within our bandwidth.
Oh yeah, it's definitely not going to happen. I realize that. That was a setup because we've talked about this, and I know that would just we could all have dreams, right? Right, chat. We could all have dreams, but. I was hoping you were going to answer that because that shows our folks how we're all on the same wavelength.
Oh, very much.
Love it. Love it.
If I could just rub a magic lamp and just make it happen, that would be like very first thing. I got a list of things, but that would be the first one.
And again, I think that comes from being a gamer who's found themselves as a game designer, right? You know. Finger on that pulse, man. Jeez, Troy, man, this has just been absolutely incredible, and I hope everybody's really enjoyed this. Is there anything you want to share, at all?
I want to share so much. I just can't.
About yourself, about the company, anything?
Itself.
Yes.
The company's great. It's probably been one of the best companies I've worked for in the industry as far as work-life balance. And, you hear all these horror stories about, I won't name names, but people not being paid appropriately or working too many hours or unparity between, different sexes and stuff like that. So this is a company that values you as a person, which is really, really nice. And it's kind of been a breath of fresh air just as somebody who's been in the industry so long that hey, there are companies that, are good to work. Because everybody talks about, I'll go start my own company, do it right.
Right.
It's like startups are never the easiest thing. For Avalanche to have such a diverse game catalog and did you find it? Did you get it? Oh man, sorry, I got distracted. Is he going to pass it? Is he going to pass the harvest check?
Yeah,
that's the question.
He's not going to pass the harvest check. He's going to have the score. He's going to have the score. Oh my goodness. Oh, he would have just, God, he would have crushed it. He would have just absolutely been gorgeous in my lodge.
Oh.
Look at the drop. Zero. This is actually really good. This is kind of cool. I love to always pass something along every stream to all of our viewers. It's been a mission of mine to try to pass out as much info as I can. We're often talking about the bullet drop and how it works. And guys, a lot of you have heard me say it. When you're shooting within 50 meters, it's negligible and you can normally just aim right on, unless you're on heart. You have to lift a little if you're on heart. But on lung, you can normally just point right at it. But we were about, what was it? It was 276 meters. I was 0 for 150. And I was aimed right up here in the top of the crease. Because it was some distance. Look how much it dropped. Great example of the bullet drop. And remember that, my friends. Only you can be a responsible diamond hunter, unlike me who just destroys them. I'm just still putting it in my damn lodge. That's going in there. Oh, that's unfortunate. God.
Still did better than I would have.
Oh, Troy. Dude. Man, this has been awesome. What do you think, chat? Should we do more of these? The whole point of this was to introduce you to Troy, to who he is in this company, to what the company has been trying to do. For you to understand that although I'm using the term company, it's much more than that. We have people from all around the globe that are globally communicating and trying to make these things happen for all of us. This is a little bit of insight to what actually does go behind, what goes on behind that wizard's curtain. Troy, some of the stuff you've told us here today has just been, it's been eye-opening for me. And I think everybody else in chat as well, dude.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed it at the very least. Dude, there's so much I want to say that we got so much cooking in the kitchen right now that the second we get to do the next stream, keep saying, well, maybe we're doing this again. For sure.
Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely. You know, if anything, even just come on out and shoot things with me, man. We just get along too well. So that could work real nice. Oh, yeah. You guys, thank you all so very much for coming to join us. Yeah, this has been great. And I hope everybody has thoroughly enjoyed it. Remember, if you're on YouTube, hit that like button, give it the big thumbs up. If you're not following on all the platforms, please do so. If you're on YouTube, make sure to follow on Twitch. If you're on Twitch, follow on YouTube. Both those platforms need to head over to Facebook and show Facebook some love. And all of our friends on Facebook, thank you guys also very much. I see you there. Casey, that's a fantastic comment. You guys are making great content. Love this game. It's stuff like that that gives us drive. You know, positivity wins out at all times, and this community is full of positivity. We appreciate you all. Anything else before we go, Troy? Anything at all? Want to say goodbye to the folks?
Have a good one. You know?
Trying to put you on the spot. I'm trying. I'm failing.
Yeah.
He's too good. He's too good. Thanks, brother.
I just keep playing with my filters.
Yeah. All right, hang on a second. Let me say goodbye to everybody. Guys, thank you all so very much. Make sure to give us a follow on all the socials. Exclamation Point Discord will get you into the hub of the community. Come and join it. Get involved. Get involved in the conversation. Get involved in the game. We'll see you guys on Thursday. And don't forget, right now, there's a whole lot of stuff up and coming. So catch you guys very, very soon. Did I forget? Why do I keep hitting the wolf button? Are they howling in the background? That's fantastic. I love it. Love it. See you soon, my friends. Can't believe I messed up a level 3 freaking white tail for the love of Pete. It didn't happen. It's a good thing it's not recorded like on screen or anything. See you, my friend. Nagels, TK, thank you guys. You both absolutely rock. To all of our mods. You guys are incredible. And to the community, much love for an expansive world.